Hi, today we'll be talking about frequency tables, histograms, and surveys. Let's get started. So a frequency table is basically records how many times a specific type of data occurs. So for example, let's say you have a rainbow loom and you want to find the frequency of the certain rubber band's color. So let's look at the rainbow loom. So red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So tallying mark, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the frequency is 5. For the blue, we have 1, 2, 3 blue rubber bands. So 3 and 3. For the green, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in tally marks, we have 4, and the frequency is 4. Okay? Now let's move on to bar graphs and histograms. So bar graphs are basically data representation using rectangles. Histograms are a specific type of bar graphs with equal intervals and no spaces between the bars. So for example, they'd look something like this. Whereas traditional bar graphs could be like this, but they can't have spaces. Now, an important thing to realize in a histogram is this weird looking symbol. This basically signifies a break in the scale. Let's say your data starts at 100 and goes to 200. Instead of starting from 0 and going all the way to 200, why not just start at 100 and go to 200? So to signify that, we do a little break and then start at 100 and go to 200, okay? Now let's make a histogram of this data that we just found here. So I'm going to copy this quickly, this table. And let's go here. Okay. Oh, not here. Right here. That's okay. And I'm just going to put this data right here. And we are to make a histogram. Okay, so let's start off with, how about we start off with the red? The red has 5. So I'm going to say this is the red's interval. This is the blue's interval. I'm trying to make these as equal as possible. And this is the green's interval. Okay. Now the red has 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And make a rectangle. And then I shade it in. Okay. Now the blue has 3. So it goes 1, 2, 3. And then brings it to this. And then we shade it in. And the green has 4, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we shade it in. So here's a histogram of this tally for the rainbow loom rubber bands. Okay, now let's talk quickly about scales. Scales is where you're collecting data, okay, from a sample population. So it's a small part of the population. So for example, if you wanted to find how many students in America enjoy soccer, it's going to be really hard for you to go to each and every single kid in America to find and ask them if they like soccer or not. Instead, you pick a sample population, which is just a small part of the population. So let's say the kids in your school, and you base your results of America off your school. They won't necessarily be accurate, but they'll be very, very close. Okay, so I hope that helped, and I hope to see you soon.